Hello and welcome back to Study Abroad and School Experience. I'm going to be talking to you all about Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science. It's a HBCU, it's a private university, and the curriculum is geared towards medicine and science, so all things medicine and science. If you're interested, you would apply to attend this university. As always, all information presented in this PowerPoint was taken directly from the school's website, and the source will be listed on each slide. Two images on this screen are directly from the school's website. Everything else is stock images that I use to represent either students or current or former, and then doctors, nurses, and medical professionals, scientists, etc. So yeah, enjoy. Mission statement. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private nonprofit student-centered university that is committed to cultivating diverse health professional leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations through outstanding education, research, clinical service, and community engagement. And this is common throughout the programs at this institution based on what I've seen. In August of 1965, during the Civil Rights Movement, civil disturbance occurred in Watson area in Los Angeles, California. Civil disturbance and racial upheaval spread across 265 cities in the U.S. The McComb Commission cited poor health status and diminished access to health care as major factors contributing to the upheaval. In August of 1966, Charles R. Drew Postgraduate Medical School was established in the state of California as a private, nonprofit educational institution. So this school was established to basically address health disparities and health equity amongst African American communities, essentially. That's what I gather. So why choose this university? So the university values compassion, excellence, diversity, integrity, leadership, and community. They have small class sizes. The institution is the second most diverse four-year private nonprofit institution in the U.S. The mission, they have a mission-driven curriculum. So their curriculum, as I stated before, is based upon the mission of social justice and equity in addressing healthcare disparities within the community. CDU Advantage. The curriculum offered at this institution is based on 5 pillars: social justice, international exposure, research, health policy, and experimental education. Their pillars of education are important for understanding and identifying healthcare disparities while being able to receive a solid education, which allows students to practice effectively in their chosen field of healthcare. This school is referred to as a hidden gem, and it ranks third nationally in terms of boosting earnings. So once individuals graduate, if they have a degree from this institution, it's said that they'll be a bit more well off financially. How much, I don't know. And then it's in Los Angeles, so LA, if you ever wanted to go to the West Coast, meet Snoop Dogg, go to In-N-Out, go to Santa Monica, go to the beach, visit Nipsey Hussle store, see Lauren London, I don't know, all things LA, and they just won, the NFL championship or something like that. So yeah, lots of reasons to want to be in Los Angeles and to attend school in Los Angeles or LA. It has a rich, vibrant community, and then of course community engagement. Okay, so here are some of the graduate and undergraduate programs. If you see question marks, it's because they have these things as option: general studies, and then LVN to RN, which is licensed vocational nurse to registered nurse. They call it licensed vocational nurse. In the state of California, it's the same thing as an LPN, which is a licensed practical nurse. So that's why you see question marks, because I couldn't really figure out where to put it, because there's different requirements for these things, as you'll see later on in the slideshow. They have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with an emphasis in community counseling. Then they have the CDU/UCLA Medical Education Program. So for the doctor folks, this is my brother's school. They got an MPH, which is a Master of Public Health, a Physician Assistant Program, Doctor of Nurses, so of Nursing Practice, so DNP, a Psych NP, so Nurse Practitioner, then a regular Nurse Practitioner, then a Master of Science in Nursing, Biomedical Sciences, the CAT scan folks, or CT people. So for certificate programs, they have basically the CT scan, then the family nurse practitioner, then there's a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and then they have a enhanced post-box certificate in pre-medicine. Okay, so initially when I did this PowerPoint, I went by each school, so the undergraduate and graduate and certificate information, I added that in after going through each school. So these are the different options under the nursing school, and these are some of the requirements. I'm not going to go through everything because it's a lot of information. So they recommend SAT, ACT scores. You need a 3.0 minimum or on a 4.0 scale for both your cumulative GPA and your science GPA, because for nursing, biomedical science, to become a doctor, etc., your science GPA matters. You need to provide a letter of recommendation. It can be academic, professional, or from a school counselor. You have to pay an application fee, which is $55, and complete and submit your application through Nursing CAS. This is more information related to academic requirements, so it's asking for evidence of extracurricular activities, to submit a personal statement, and then some information related to the personal statement, and what your letter of recommendation should include, community service, and you have to submit your resume. A CV is also basically another way of saying resume. You have to explain why you would like to attend this institution, and what you will do for underserved communities upon completion of the BSN at this institution. So remember, this institution in particular, they were founded due to disparities among minority groups, specifically Black Americans, during the founding of this institution. So when they talk about underserved communities, present time, it's minorities in general, poor people, people who don't have access to adequate resources. So you have to do all of that. And then for international students, they do a course by course evaluation to determine like if you're gonna meet the eligibility requirements for this particular program. And the image is just an image I found in stock images on my computer to like represent medical professionals. More information. So this is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing RN to BSN program. So this is for individuals who are already registered nurses, so they're ADNs essentially, but they want to become They want to possess a Bachelor of Science in nursing, RN, so go from an associate degree to a BSN RN. This is what's needed, the requirements. Yeah, more information. So this is for military personnel. There are different requirements, so they need an overall GPA of a 2.5 on a 4.0 scale. They have to have immunizations, be a CPR provider, submit physical examination records, evidence of malpractice insurance. So yeah, there are a few prerequisites that they have to submit. To become a BSN RN essentially. Now this is what I mentioned earlier, like the LVN to RN program. So a licensed vocational nurse, and then here I have same thing as a licensed practical nurse or LPN. So this is the information related to this program. And if you're interested in taking courses to prepare for the NCLEX, so the nursing exam to become licensed, registered, etc. But this is for the RN because there's also an exam for LPN or LVN in this case. And then there's a public health nurse certificate. And then there's various programs that they have tailored to nurses. So there's so many things that you can do in this school. You just have to basically read through all the information. This is additional nursing information. This is regarding the FNP, so Family Nurse Practitioner Program. This is becoming real popular in doctors' offices. So instead of maybe a doctor, like your regular PCP provider, you may be looking for Dr. So-and-so, but it could be FN and FNP. Essentially, but you have to have a bachelor's degree to apply for the MSN FNP program. And then the PMC FNP program is for nurses who hold a master's degree in nursing and they're interested in pursuing a graduate degree. So it's like different things that's tailored to where you are in your career or academic journey in terms of nursing. And then it continues on because this is for the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Program. So this is related to mental health. And this is what this is the field that you would be working in. And then this is for the DNP, so the Doctor of Nursing Practice. You have to pay a $75 fee. You need a 3.0 GPA minimum, and there was a lot more information that I didn't include because this PowerPoint is going to be long and I didn't want to crowd the slides as much as I usually do. But once you complete this program, you are supposed to have 1,000 clinical hours, so you should come into the program with at least 500 already, and then you'll obtain the additional 500 clinical hours completing this program. So submit transcripts from all institutions, and then if you're an international student seeking admission into this program, you have to meet the requirements that are outlined by the program, and then in terms of eligibility like GPA, grades, etc. You have to undergo a course-by-course evaluation, and of course they have recommendations on who you could go to have the course by course evaluation completed, and then you would of course need to submit it to the nursing school, but you have to have a Master of Science degree in nursing, essentially, to apply for this program. So the College of Medicine, this young lady today, she's gonna represent a doctor. So this is my brother's school, because this is his school. He applied, he got in the College of Medicine. Anyway, this is just one of many schools for him, because it's a lot, because he's a doctor. So for the science GPA, it has to be a minimum of a 2.8. And then your cumulative GPA, the minimum, it can be a 3.2. That's minimum. So the mission of the College of Medicine is to provide education, research, and clinical service in the context of community engagement in order to train physician leaders who promote wellness, who provide care with excellence and compassion, and who are committed to transforming the health of diverse and underserved communities. So understand that if you are considering this institution in any capacity, that providing quality care to diverse and underserved communities is an essential component of their curriculum, and you're going to see it throughout the school, no matter what school you actually attend or no matter what program you apply for. And for international students, it states that if you have at least 60 units of coursework done, or degree accepted by an accredited U.S. territorial or Canadian post-secondary institution, then you can apply. So calculus, statistics, essential, and then they have a little blurb for med school. So it says max of 1 med school entry attempt. So if you previously attempted med school, you only got 1 attempt before you can apply to this program. If it's anything more than that, they don't want you, essentially. More College of Medicine information. So there's a program that's in conjunction with UCLA, and it states that they adopt a scholarly and humane approach to medicine when training students. And then there's some additional information that I'm not going to read. So this program participates in the AMCAS. It's like American Medical Colleges, something, something, something. On one of these slides I had it, but that's essentially what it means. And basically that's where you submit your application and all application materials. I have a school code. You have to take the MCAT. It says the college recommends that all applicants, candidates, take the MCAT in the spring. However, it must be taken no later than September of the year preceding admission to the School of Medicine. If the applicant took more than 1 MCAT exam, then all the test grades must be submitted. Then there is the MDPhD Medical Science Scientist Training Program. So if you're already enrolled in the CDU UCLA Medical Education Program, you can apply to the Medical Scientist Training Program. So it works in conjunction with Caltech, which is the California Institute of Technology, and it has been designed for the education and training of exceptionally qualified individuals for careers in biomedical science. So an average of 8 years of study leading to both the MD and PhD degrees are required for this program. So you would receive 2 degrees essentially, and then there's another one, the MD/Masters of Public Health. So this allows students to participate in the combined 5-year curriculum that is comprised of formal training in in both the medical and public health schools. Enrolled students have to complete the first 3 years of the MD curriculum, and then during year 3, you can apply for the MPH program within the UCLA Field and School of Public Health. And then there's the MBA program, which allows students to participate in a combined 5-year curriculum leading to the Doctor of Medicine and the Master of Business Administration degrees. With the administrative and business demands of today's healthcare system, medical students should be given the opportunity to be trained in the issues that underlie this transformation in healthcare. The first 3 years of the combined program are spent in a medical education program, and then during the summer after the first year, students normally take the GMAT. It's a graduate exam if you're pursuing an MBA. And in year 3, you apply to UCLA Anderson School of Management for the MD MBA program. So this is another program. It's the CDU/UCLA Prime LA program. In this program, you receive an MD with special emphasis on leadership and advocacy. So this is another healthcare disparities thing in underserved populations. It's a dual degree program. So you receive the MD and then a master's degree in the area that's related to the mission of the program, essentially. And you also have to apply, submit your application through the AMCAS for both the medical education program and then the Prime LA program. And then there's also the medical student research thesis program. So you have to submit a thesis. Most universities, this is not an option, is what they're saying. Essentially, it says CDU is one of the few universities that require research training in addition to medical education curriculum. So within the 3rd and 4th year, you would basically develop and complete independent research projects. And the overall theme is generally healthcare disparities, but it varies, but it's usually along those lines. And you can check out the website for more information because everything is going to be in the description box below. This is more information regarding medicine, the College of Medicine admissions. I'm not going to go through it because it's a lot. You can pause to read. And as I stated before, the AMCAS is the Association of American Medical Colleges Offices of Admission. So when you saw it previously, I had it listed as just an acronym because I didn't have the full meaning of what it was until I got to this slide, essentially. And then it says the Charles R. Drew, so the CDU/UCLA Medical Education Program does not accept transfer applicants, so students. So with everything, just check with the each admissions department or each school regarding certain requirements. The College of Science and Health. So they have various programs. You can get an associate's degree at this institution and from this college. This is the CT or the CAT scan, which allows doctors to see inside your body. It uses a combination of x-rays and a computer to create pictures of your organs, bones, and other tissues, etc. So you would receive a certificate in this. This is the Bachelor of Science degree in Biomedical Science, so you have to take the ACT or SAT, submit all your transcripts 2.5 minimum, and just pause to read because I'm not going to go through everything. More information regarding the previous program. The Bachelor of Science in Psychology with an emphasis in community counseling. So this is an undergraduate program. You have to take a placement exam, the SAT or ACT. They're recommended, doesn't appear to be required. You have to submit a one-page essay, all transcripts from every institution, high school diploma, and you need a 2.5 GPA minimum on the 4.0 scale. This is a master's program transfer, and then you can pause to read. And then there's some information related to biomedical sciences, the Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences. It's a one-year degree program, and then it has the scores required. So MCAT 24, and then it says MCAT 2015. So of course they must have changed the format. 498, then GRE 300. I'm pretty sure that the DAT is like a dental exam, and then a PCAT, I believe, is for pharmacy, and I don't know what the OAT situation is. And then, but let's see. So the DAT, like I said, it is the dental admission test, and then the PCAT, as I stated before, is the pharmacy test, so pharmacy college admission test, but the OAT, because I don't know what that is, and I've previously explained what the GRE was in other videos, and then the MCAT, I stated what that was earlier. It's the medical college admissions test, so you have to take the MCAT for med school, but certain schools have like changed certain things because of COVID, but this is required. So the OAT is the organic acids test. That's new. Let me see. Okay, scratch that. The OAT is the what is this? It's an admissions test, but it's not what I said before, so scratch that part. Okay, yeah, it's an admissions test. Moving on, because this is getting too long. College of Health and Sciences, so additional prerequisites for the previous program, and then the Master of Public Health. There's some information related to that. Just pause to read, because you'll have to go to the school's website anyway. Then additional requirements. So this is the physician assistant program. So if you want to be in the LA area and you're interested in the school's mission and you know what they outlined, you can choose between this school or Xavier University, because if you watch that video, you also remember that Xavier University also has a PA program. So you all have two options for PA programs. So yeah. And for medical programs in general, because Xavier is a science, medicine, science type of school, just as this one is. So pause to read. And then I have some information related to reference letter guidance, so the things that they are requesting be put in a reference letter, or what they suggest or who they suggest provides a letter of reference to you. A letter of reference is the same thing as a recommendation letter. It's basically what somebody, an academic professional, clergyman, or something like that, a volunteer service organization, they basically tell folks why they should choose you because you're XYZ, and only pick somebody who likes you, because picking somebody who's like about you or who doesn't really care for you won't work out in your favor. Then there's general studies. It's designed and structured to foster an educational climate that provides positive and lifelong educational opportunities for all students entering the university. This is another program you can pause to read. More information regarding curriculum and admissions requirements for the College of Health and Science. And then the good stuff, almost, so financial aid and tuition. So with all things and everything, you have to apply for FAFSA at FAFSA.gov. The school code is there. Federal work study, that's an option for both undergraduate and graduate students, is basically part-time employment opportunities for the student. Then for the associate degree programs, $478 per unit is the cost. Bachelor degree programs is $601 per unit. Post-bac programs is $601 per unit, and then for graduate programs is $961 per unit. So that times everything else will give you how much your tuition will be for the year. Okay, now this is the favorite part. Scholarships, hashtag show me the money, because as I always say, education, schooling should be free. Why should you pay? Make them pay for you, okay? Now they have internal opportunities, and then they have some external opportunities. So students enrolled in a certificate or degree program for at least 6 semester units are eligible for a scholarship submission. So they have a CDU scholarship. So review of applications starting January. Current apps are due March 1st, 2022 by midnight. So they have an application in the process right now. So you have to submit the application, a personal statement, a headshot, which is a professional photo of you. Submit your resume, CV, personal statement, and writing prompt. And then additional information is the federal Pell Grant, and then the California State Grant, which was under the undergraduate section. I don't know how much the internal scholarship is because I didn't see it. But if you're considering applying to this school, whether it be now or in the future, you should apply because it never hurts. And free money for school is always good money. These are some of the scholarships that are external options. Everything that I can fit in a description box will be there because it's only 5,000 characters, and sometimes I go over. This is funding opportunities for veterans. So they have various links. The CDU has a CDU Yellow Ribbon program for vets. And then there's the GI Bill. It says veterans can expect up to $21,970 per year for tuition, a little over $2,500 for a month for housing stipend, and then $1,000 book stipend. So this says for the PA program, that's what it says. So yeah. Then Los Angeles, the LA regional office, they have something. And then there's the Veteran Service Outreach Program. So VSOP, very special, no K Michelle, and additional resources. I'll try to put everything in a description box, but sometimes it's hard to because there's a lot of information in the PowerPoint and then stuff that I didn't include. Ignore the noise. There's also the federal CARES grant. So all current students, they said enrolled. I changed it to current enrolled. Same thing, same difference. Students are eligible to apply It says enroll for a given term in which you are applying, demonstrated financial need, have completed the financial and verification process. If you're selected, you meet satisfactory academic progress requirements, and then they have additional requirements. I put that because I didn't list it. The link for this will be in the description box. And then they have resources for undocumented students. Are you a dreamer? Well, CDU states that they celebrate diversity and reaffirms its commitment to serving all of its undocumented students, family members, and community by providing information and resources to promote enrollment, retention, and career opportunities. So there's some information, a brief blurb about the California Dream Act, and then it also states that the application becomes available for completion October 1st. It's a yearly thing according to them, and then a deadline to submit application materials is March 2nd. And then they have a whole list of scholarships that are dedicated to undocumented students, and I'll put as much as I can in the description box. Housing. So for this particular institution, they do not have on-campus housing. They have a housing resource department, and apparently they can help you locate housing within the area. And I'm going to put the information in the description box. And they also list certain things, but they basically said that they don't endorse these. It's just an FYI thing. So Zillow, Hotpass, Craigslist, I put a question mark because sometimes it can be janky. Then there's Rent Jungle, never heard of it, and Zumper. Student engagement. So this is usually where I put like clubs and organizations, but I couldn't really find too much. I found the Social Justice Society, which is a new organization, and then students do a great deal of community service work, STEM career services. They have the CDU student government, and according to the website, the school has to update their student organization page because it's a lot. So once you apply and get in and you want to join something, you'll know what's what. And then finally, thank you for watching. All of the information presented in this PowerPoint was taken directly from Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science website. It is being used always for informational and educational purposes only. Are you interested in medicine, science? Well, you should consider applying to CDU. Okay, and the little girl in the picture, her mother, so this is what they're gonna represent. Her mother, she is a doctor, she attended CDU. Or this could be her physician attended CDU. Or her NP attended CDU, or her pediatric nurse attended CDU, or her FNP attended CDU, or her PA attended CDU. So lots of scenarios, because this picture is used to represent the excellence that CDU breeds. So yeah, stay well, be safe, take care, keep studying. The order is jumbled. Ciao. The next video will be FAMU. I'll try to do it tomorrow, but I have a lot going on, so I'm behind. But you all will receive 17 videos total for this HBCU series, because I started on the 11th and I said I would do a video every day, so you can expect to receive 17 videos to complete the HBCU series for Black History Month, although there are 28 days. I explained that in the first video. And then just expect to receive a video on all HBCUs at some point, because my channel deals with all things education. Okay, goodbye.